Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Omoniyi Kolade, CBIT. Just a quick high level about what CBIT is all about. We're a payment company. We're first a technology companies and then we're a payment company. And what we try to do is to address the same big name or let me say the elephant in the room, which is fragmentation of payments as a whole. We've been around for over 14 years. And what we'll be doing is we attack ourselves in two directions as enabler and direct players in the market. And enablers means that we empower financial institutions where we feel that they don't have capacity. And then direct player means that we are also offering solutions directly in the market. And today we power some global businesses right here in Nigerians across different verticals, across different industry. Our key focus and our key vision is to attain one critical things which we'll be discussing. It's giving customer what they want and when they want it, and it's called availability. And what we realize that customer never gets what they want; they get what's available. Then when you don't build availability, then hardly do they have you understand what they are supposed to have to do with whatever they want to do with payment. The topic I'll be speaking on today is complexity of scaling payment solutions across different region and markets. Today we're in 9 African countries. We're adding other countries, which is going to make it 10. Part of the backbone of how we're able to scale is part of what we'll be discussing. And I think everyone needs to understand that without the bank, there's nothing about fintech because it's the bank broken into pieces that makes people like us, fintechs and payment solutions provider. We just try to do those solutions in a more effective way compared to the bank as a whole. So I'll start from the topic. I'll just take it by the heading itself, but I'll take the keyword around the heading. The first one, which is complexity. Today, we're looking at a market where we have 54 African countries. And in these countries, we have 54 payment solutions that you find locally in each of those markets. And then you have multiple integration, and then you have issues of interoperability. And you have another areas where you have to get license for each market you go into. So today, I think one of the biggest challenges of scaling, right, is also what are the platform relationships that is driving the market itself. You can't scale without access. I'll use that word. So today, it's African that you see a continent where for every country we have to go to, you require a license. And after getting the license, there's so much around those licenses and conditions around it. And if you had to get licensed across all this market, I think you must have grown a gray hair, or it could be maybe after 20 years, then you'll be attaining your vision. But I think we're all looking for different directions to actually attain those fast skill as quick as possible. Now, scaling the opportunity. It's actually estimated that there's going to be about by next year, it's going to be about 7.7 billion dollars in transaction volume. Um, I think this report was done by few entities. Um, I think the volume is not well estimated because if you look at looking at payment itself, payment is simple. Wherever value moves, payment is involved. So just imagine the entire value movement across the entire market and never stops, either cash, either digital, wherever it is. So what we are quoting here is what actually we could get, you understand, as a data. We also understand that payment is the lifeblood of commerce. Without payment, there's no commerce. So if I had to purchase goods, I need payment, I need to pay. So if we're not thinking on how to innovate, how to scale, or how to build new solutions, create alignment, then the kind of commerce that we want will never attain it. And looking at it from another perspective also is every business today, for it to scale, require a digital solution. That's the truth. And without those digital platform, you cannot go beyond just one-to-one transactions. And if we have to look at it, digitalizing the entire business value chain, then we have to look at how payment also runs alongside those digitalization itself. Now, I'll always go back to the foundation of what we do and how the payment landscape works. Today, we have over 80 million businesses in Africa today. If you look at that ratios to the number of banks you have in Africa, you see that there's so much distance between the bank that you have that primarily banks the customer and me and you, right, to the ratio of the size of the potentials that exist there. So it's also practically that there's no way banks or financial institutions can actually meet the demands of the market, no matter how they look at it. And this actually brings to the big question, you understand? How do we actually achieve this? Looking at infrastructure-wise, looking at it from point of opportunity, market size, and also the buying capability of an individual within different market space. Market and technologies are evolving too fast for banks to contend and leaving a lot of values on taps as there's only so much that can be done without the banking rails. Most of what we have been attaining also in the market is, and solutions we're building, we'll be leveraging on a lot of banking infrastructure today. And every solutions or payments capability you find today, it's actually a factor of how we're able to take it and take it further to actually deliver them to the customer. Now, the big question also that do we operate as an island? One of the biggest challenge and how everybody has perceived the market is I want to build. But I don't think people that really built the great platform today or the kind of platform me and you use today to Uber, to the likes of Airbnb and the rest, right? They are not building based on isolation. They are not building based on an island. So we need to start thinking from how do I operate first? You understand? What do these companies have in common? Now, if you look at them, each one of them, right? IBM, eBay, MasterCard, Western, and you look at the companies that are layered under them, right? Something is very peculiar about them. Each one also has a strategic alliance. And that's exactly what it has used to build the capability they are today. What do I mean by that? If you look at the history and the partnership between IBM and Microsoft, realize that partnership that allows Microsoft to be able to put a software on IBM, which IBM already has a very large market space already, right? Putting a software on IBM just gives you that same skill into the market, just like that. If you look at PayPal and eBay too, switching the partnership where every user on eBay has to have a payment method and automatically making sure that you can subscribe to only one payment method, which is PayPal. Automatically just give them that skill on that platform too. And today, practically a lot of people realize that without a bank, there's no MasterCard and Western Union. Because these guys just leverage on the same, they are leveraging on the same infrastructure today. And what do I mean by that? The bank owns the customer, and they own actually the money in the bank. But the beauty of it for the partnership is how do we scale these customers and scale actually the money in the bank itself? It's layering a product like a card on it, because a card system gives you mobility. It allows you to actually go beyond just the bank one-to-one transaction and allow you to actually go on and spend and use more of your phone easily. Now, each one actually partnerships, it's what has actually scaled them. Now, this story goes beyond just this. If you look at it from Uber to Google and the rest, right? You realize that you cannot be an island. You understand? You have to understand the ecosystem itself and how do I build alignments. You understand? One critical question also is for CIB, we've worked with banks for a while, and we've seen the way they've approached how they innovate in the market. We've seen how they are structured. And one thing we found out over time is these questions never stops. These questions are questions around relationships, customer behavior, technology services. And everybody's asking who is moving what. And there are two peculiar among these questions that you see, customer behavior and services, right? I can control my relationship. I can control technology. But I can't control this other two. And what about these two is, one thing very peculiar about these two is that customers just keep determining how the future is. We can't stop them. So the appetite of the customer never stops. Innovations today that we see today were just a bunch of we just coming back to say we keep demanding for more, right? And also we trying to research our customers and they lead us to more opportunities. So this relationship movement also has created a lot of opportunity for fintechs, for scaling, for citing new opportunities, right? And what we have done in some cases is to take part of these questions and build solutions into the market. Because as long as you understand these four pillars, then it allows you to actually take advantage of which way am I going to assist or work around to actually partner with the market, you understand, to scale some of these services. Now, like I said earlier, payment is the lifeblood of commerce. A value has to move for payment to be involved, right? And for us in Sebit, all we do is just follow all the value movements. As long as we see the value movement, we see the complexity in the value movement, The next thing is to see how do we align payment solutions. And the beauty of that is just makes us to keep innovating and never stops. Because as commerce grows, you understand, so is payment growing. So there's never ending to it, and the demand is never ending also, right? And one thing is we can't talk about payments, and we can't talk about major things fintechs are building, and ignoring the banks. You understand? And I said that earlier, right? Because every payment or every fintech company today, it's like a small entity of every part of a bank today, that actually allows us to do the banking services better. And I think another advantage we've seen also is that the bank are not structured to really service their customers the way they should. And the pace at which customers are demanding for service too, they are not structured to actually answer or be able to address just those needs at the pace they are. So the next position is how do we capture value? It's all about value capture, value movements, and then how do we find those value and how do we capture those value? For us, we have reframed competition. Yes, sir. Competition is not really about what we are competing against. It's actually what we are competing for to work together to achieve it together. For us, reframe competitions allows us to actually scale across Africa, and that's the beauty of it. We've seen how we've been able to do that with a bank. For some years ago, we worked with one of the top 5 banks, one of the top tier banks in Nigeria, where we helped them scale the entire East African market by offering all the payment capability to allow their customers to be able to transact with any payment methods, from cards to mobile money to prepaid cards, virtual accounts, endless, just to make sure that there's no different, just to make sure that customers are not differentialized at any time. So we felt that payment in Africa is infinite game. The opportunity can never be fully solved, as we have to always keep up with evolving customer payment needs. So the need never stops. And the beauty of, like I said, the beauty of financial environment is as long as people keep opening up businesses every day, there will be demand for solutions. And as long as values are moving in the market, there will always be need for solutions. So it's just an endless opportunity that we sit with. So for us, think across the value chain means that we have to look at everybody has his own value chain. That's the beauty of it. For us, we see bank as a center because they build a foundation when it comes to payment infrastructure. And we look at it from what are the things that we need from banks just to achieve what we need to achieve in the marketplace. What are the areas we feel that they are inefficiency that we think we need to make it efficient and drive growth and drive revenue and drive innovations across. So for us, we always talk about think across the value chain. Yes, and the value chain can be applicable from how you're looking at it from any perspective, especially when it comes to which area are you trying to solve for which customer. Because for every customers they are solving a solution for, will require a payment solution at some point. There's always a value movement in every platform, in every marketplace. For how to capture value, right? I think part of what also we've learned and we've seen over working with other partners, financial institutions, is we just never stop building. We just feel that we have to build and build and build to the point where to achieve whatever we want to achieve in the market. And I think success has said it that it's not really about how much you are building, but how much you are building for and what is actually addressing where you are building for. So we felt that people should stop building, look for the alignment, start optimizing, start finding the right partnerships, start understanding the ecosystem better. So for partnerships, align and build towards payment inclusion. Beyond just payments, who else should I align with to give the customer more value? Part of our recent direction and what we've achieved recently was we had a partnership with Salesforce. We were forced to integrate payment in Africa on Salesforce. And the beauty of that partnership is to give every Salesforce platform users a way where they can just automate payment directly on their platform. And what led us to that direction was just to look at if we are claiming we want to actually digitalize and we want African to also contribute to the global commerce market, then we need to understand what are the places and what are the platforms driving this commerce and what is the gap between those platforms and payments. So we started building availability. And we'll be able to do that in partnership with Microsoft, Salesforce, Zoho, and more other international platform OEMs and ERP. Also, understanding the entire value chain, like I said again, is looking at the scale. If you look at it from the marketplace, where an individual is buying something from the store, direct that value chain up to the chain, you realize that most of the times there's too many fragmentation. The way I can pay, or the way a manufacturer is going to collect payment from his direct distributor, and then the distributor wants to get payment from the wholesaler, and the wholesaler wants to get payment from the retailer, and retailer from an individual. You see so much fragmentation in those value chain. And what we are trying to solve is to make sure that in any industry where you have different value chain like that, how can we simplify payment, connecting everybody as they move across each other within those value chain. So for my closing, market and technologies are moving too fast for banks to exploit the opportunity they hold, right? They have the customers, they have the money sitting down with them. They have beautiful technology, as I can see, but I think their strength, their power, it's being an enabler. And being an enabler means that you can actually support the growth I desire, but you cannot move, innovate, and move at the pace I will achieve in the market. Second is we need more strategic alignment to grow opportunity. There's so much partnership people need to start discovering, because without some strategic partnership, I don't see us seeing the kind of desire skill that the market require. From research and from history, even down to we looking at it from the perspective of the banks and our own achievement as CIB, right? Every businesses has attained highest level of skill with partnerships. It's always about partnerships. And it could be partnership in any forms, you understand? Either from infrastructure level, technology level, business opportunity level, business model level, right? Everybody must be able to align and look for where those strategic partnership aligns for their product. Yeah, to trigger hyper growth via strategy. Yeah, we just like I said, we can also trigger hyper growth via strategic alliance, and also markets. Okay, which is the last statement. Market is waiting for all of us always. I want to draw back again to the hyper growth. We did a partnership with one of the hospitality platform. It's like their GDS, their distribution systems. So how they do is to make sure that they can aggregate the hotels, airlines of this world, and make them available to the top OTAs like Booking.coms, Expedia, and stuff like that. That partnership just automatically give us like a five market automatically, because they're one of the biggest globally, and it means that if you're seeing the demand, the people that created demands on the likes of Expedia and Booking.coms, right? It means that they must have done the groundwork where they make sure that those hotels are available on those platforms. And then when you actually use those platforms, their infrastructure needed to are able to pay back those partners within the marketplace. That partnerships just opens up to almost like 4 countries along those value chain. And those are where we see some hyper growth. And those are where business actually needs to think through at times. So we can have a good products, we can have a good innovations, we can see the opportunities, right? But opportunity actually scale on some of these alignment and partnerships. While we're doing all this, we also, as said, we hope to impact about 1 billion lives by 2040. And the idea behind it is to create collaboration. And I think that's part of why I'm here. Starting the journey working with developers, starting the journey working with different ecosystems, OEMs, digital platforms, to see that wherever we're building, everybody can build along with us. And doing that is we trying to distribute payments. And how are we trying to distribute payment? In CIB, we did something called partner. And the partner means that we want developers to be a partner also and journey with us and get into the partner platform and start building. You understand? Start connecting, start using any kind of stacks, you understand, to actually addresses the challenges you've seen. Because we feel that if we don't create platforms for distribution, then we cannot scale what we're talking about. So to scale it, CIB has chosen to create partner platform. And felt with this platform, then we can actually start touching lives together, right? And attain our vision and our mission. So, like I said, we're currently in 9 countries. We're adding more. We're just going live in South Africa today. And then we're using all these directions to see how we can create those partnerships. I think we'll also be working with GDG also we've actually started with working with some hackathon where we are trying to empower some businesses. We also started working with some developers in in some strong industries where they are helping us extend the capability of payment to where we cannot actually reach as a whole. So for SIE, I think we actually believe in two core areas, which is our developers and people that has vision, right? And the whole idea of our name is just ability to see and build those gaps between the payment infrastructure, which is the bits. Bit is everything that connects anything that has to do with technology, right? That powers everything. So we're just making sure that we see and we can connect and build everything that requires in the marketplace for payment. So we have built those platforms for founders, for visionaries, and then for developers like you. Our approach is to create a tool, like I said, with our payment solutions extending on our partner platforms. And with that platforms, we believe that should be able to even add more into those portal and use those platforms to either teach us, either shows us, either create opportunities for us. So I think that's about it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. So my question is, what will you advise, let's say, people go into the fintech world and trying to build a solution? And what will you advise such startups? And secondly, what are the securities measures they should put in check so they won't have problems related with, oh, I transfer money, I lose money, something like that?
I think my answer cannot be an advice, right? Because when it comes to fintech, right, it's more about what you see, yes, and what you're going after for me. And when it comes to what you see, I think to build a fintech organization, I think there's so much when it comes to capital and capability, right? And I think we undermine the capability, competency, and I think that's the beauty of always having maybe an understanding or having a background when it comes to payment itself, right? So it's always having maybe the right partner, maybe a co-founder that has the wealth knowledge of a financial space, and also having a strong backing because everything you do within fintechs, you have to actually invest a lot around part of what you said, which is security, a platform which is future proof. Future proof means that you must build something that is not just built for just now, it's something you are building for the future that allows you to move faster, right? And also, it's also about identifying, like I said, the inefficiencies in the bank, right? Or inefficiency in the financial space, because that's only where you see the actual opportunities. I don't think if you're creating opportunity outside that framework, I'm not sure you'll be really solving anything because they are the one that hosts the customer. They are the one that created the foundation everybody's actually leveraging on.
Thank you very much. So I want to know what's the nature of the partnership you seek with developers? Like developers now be working with platforms like Paystack, Flutterwave, and so on. So, but I'm hearing this for like the first time, so I don't know the nature of the partnership. What kind of product can we develop with your platform? I don't know, is it a customer-facing kind of product, or is it kind of back-end hidden kind of layer, kind of fintech layer is hidden? That is, I mean, not working directly with customers, that maybe go on a e-commerce site to purchase something. So I don't know. I don't really understand how you come into the space.
Okay. So, firstly, we have an open API as Seabit, where you see a lot of payment solutions we built, a lot of APIs, and those APIs are built for different industries, different capability. But what we are now doing is extend a portal for developers. It's called Partner because we felt that we can do it alone as a business. We must collaborate with the people that are digitalizing the market itself. So they are developers that are actually building those digitalized platforms, right? And the only way we feel we can scale payment is to build those platforms, put all the possible stacks we have, plugins, APKs, right? APIs, different kinds of APIs, you understand? From cards to any kind of payment methods you want, right? APIs that can allow you scale beyond just Nigerian, you understand? That can allow you to do more if you have a business that wants to scale beyond Nigerians, right? So you see that on our partner portal. But the beauty of it is that it allows you to actually enjoy beyond just connecting to the business, also creating revenue for yourself through that platform. So I think some of my colleagues are behind where they can actually discuss and see how the partner platform works for you in extensive.